So, my dear Capricorn, the Sun now is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius here is the blending of the two cups, the back and forth in your deck. It looks like this, quite similar. And you see always two cups, that's the masculine and the feminine. And there we find the equilibrium, there we find to be tempered, right? Temperance, to be not in one and neither in the other, but to understand that all of this is important in the sense of how we unite duality, and duality is here the right and the left eye. You need to come into third eye, and the third eye is always the triangle that's pointing up between the two eyes. That's why the number 3 is the new one, right? And so we see here the 15th major arcana and the 14th major arcana. We're going to the left. We're going to your new moon, which is in the next reading. And so the number 14 follows the 15, right? And the 14 calculated together, we get the 5. And here the 15 becomes the 6, the 5 and the 6 is the 11. You get a portal right away through Sagittarius. Sagittarius is helping you to take action, right? You are really someone that can rise up and really transcend the 5 senses. Meanwhile, here we have the 5 senses. When we calculate the 14 together, the 10 is always Jupiter, the expansion, and here the 4, the Emperor, and with the 5 here, the Hierophant. So here is Aries, and here is Taurus in the card, right? And so observe, right? The five senses then are left, and here the 6th sense, right? The 6th sense is the one that liberates itself out and is not attached anymore or cut off from source, right? And so here goes the story between the two. The Sun is always observe that you are now shining a light out in a harmonious way, in a way that you know, okay, here I am, letting the people know around me that I can blend. You have, of course, the subconscious and the feelings, and you follow your instincts, right? That's what happens when the moon is in your sign. And so we need to observe when the moon is in a sign, when the Sun is in a sign, we get that influence very much. It's not like you just a Capricorn, you all 12 zodiac signs, you are connected with all of it, right? And so we need to integrate all of it. And so here comes the 11, and the 11 is, like I said, a portal, an inner teacher that tells you already how important to understand the zodiac signs is, and of course the planets, etc. The yoga pose here is Paschimottanasana that I gave Sagittarius, and for you, I want you to be the dancer. I don't want you to be working up into your career anymore. I want you to dance up into the career, and so observe that. Now, of course, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the expansion. We're not going to look in that. You are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn in the tarot is the world. We're going to look at that. We're going to see what Saturn is wanting to tell you, what the world is wanting to tell you. Because the world is, well, Saturn is structure, but there's also a liberation and a peacefulness that comes from it. So this right now, just to Sun and Moon, we are also looking as an overhead tidal into Pluto. Pluto is the last judgment, and Pluto is now in Aquarius, and Pluto was 15 years in your sign. And we're going to look now what Pluto in Aquarius is wanting to tell you. We're going to use the Live Through My Healing Oracle. And so just understand, this is going to be 20 years in Aquarius. And the last judgment, Pluto, is now the number 20. So it's a very mystical moment happening there as well. You are the Queen of Pentacles. Remember, you are loyal, you are loving, you are the 10th zodiac sign, as such connected to the 10th house of career and success. You reaching for the sun. The sun is a dwarf star, right? And so Aquarius is a star. And you are, as Capricorn, the boss. You are the one that can take that climb up the mountain and shows to the people up there, right here is the tip of the triangle. And so you are that kind of personality that can reach that and be successful in that. Back to the last reading, where Scorpio Sun gave Capricorn Moon the light. Already there you had a message for all coming up, because I knew that Pluto is leaving your house finally, and the message was strong. 6 times 3 with the Empress and the World coming up twice. You rock it, Capricorn. And so you see here that the Empress and the World is this 6 times 3, right? And the 33, or 3 times the 33 in a way, is that you become so empowered in the understanding of the mastery. That's what the secret brotherhoods talk about all the time, right? That's why we have the tarot. That's why we do what we're doing here, because we become an individual that is empowered. And as such, I want to inspire you through these readings. It's not that we read the future, we read the now. What can I do now? It's not in the future, it's not in the past. The past we let go, and we see where we still stuck in certain behaviors, in certain ways, because it's not like one day we're enlightened and then everything is okay. It's like now Pluto is in Aquarius, and that's the star. And so we begin with the last judgment. The last judgment is bringing you from the Lifruma Healing Oracle, the number 33. There we go. So you get the answer, right? 3 times the 33. Here you have the 33 again. And the word is gar, or spear, or troth. A weapon of war, the spear inspires fear, yet it was created primarily to provide. Spearing food to feed families or champion communities. Crossed spears being symbolic of working together in united accord. This existed long before the need to put down all weapons in peace to end all wars. To troth is to bind people together in an unbreakable bond of truth and companionship. 2 voids held open and separate, yet a sole purpose uniting them. And so you have the rune letter here, right? The crossing of the spears, and here the space that is empty, and in there the sole purpose is to unite them. And we have a spear to the right, 1, 2, 3, right? 3 to the right and 4 to the left, pointing to the left. And we're reading to the left, right? We're going now to your new moon. And so the 33 I leave, and the 20, right? So in a way, this would be a 53 when I calculate it together. The 53 is an 8, and the 8 is have the strength to see the message that is coming here. And the sentence that I feel very clear is to troth, is to bind people together in an unbreakable bond of truth and companionship. That's what I feel. What is Aquarius saying? The King of Swords is coming. And that's Aquarius, right? That's the court card. So there's an Aquarian energy, a female king, and the 11. So you have the 33 and the 11. And you had the 11 here with temperance and you, right? When we calculate the 15 together and the 14, we understand that we want to have single-digit numbers, and the 11 then is a portal. We don't calculate portals together. And so the 33 and the 11. You understand very clearly that here Pluto is letting you know, in the age of Aquarius, we want peace. We want peace of mind, we want peace with people, and we want to really celebrate, because what is Aquarius saying? The Three of Cups is coming, and the Three of Cups, we see that we want to enjoy. We don't want to fight anymore. So you have another 3, right? And so a 3, 3, 3 again, 3 times the 3, and the 11 in between. This is Mercury in Cancer, and you see these 3 women, they are united through the bond of these rings, right? And this is the celebration. These are also the 3 graces. And so you see here a very powerful message right away from the beginning, right? You have the 33, you have the 11, and then here again a 3. So you understand very clearly there is something now very powerful happening in the next 20 years, because that's where Pluto is going to be, in Aquarius, and Aquarius is here, right? And so you are making yourself a star. You putting those stars on your dress, and you go out there and you show the world who you are, because you are the Queen of Pentacles. And the first card that you get as a court card is the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is Moon in Aquarius. And in the 7 of Swords, we, in the victim mind, right? The victim that thinks, well, you know, things happen to me. You have the 10 and the 7, though, which is the 17. So it's in your mind, right? It's not something that's really actually happening. You're in your mind thinking that you are the victim, thinking that you're undecisive, thinking that you are not able to take a step. And the 8 appears when we calculate it together, and that's when you get the strength to actually overcome anything. What is coming from the Mother Peace Tarot? Death, Scorpio to the left, down, and Scorpio or death down, left, right? It's kind of like, okay, there is something that is leaving, right? Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto brought here the Gar, right? The level of, we need to put the spear down. We need to understand no more wars, right? We want to be intelligent enough to not fight for anything. And so the 13 here turns into a 4. The 4 and the 7 is the 11 again. And so the 11 and you with the 10, right? The 10 is the 1, the magician, and the 0 is the fool, is Uranus. And so the 1 is left, right? So we have a 1, 1, 1. So 3 times the 1, and then here the 11, so we have 5 times the 1 already, and 3 times the 3. And so see that you are understanding something very profound here, because you are learning to not give into this. You need to let go of that. This needs to die, because Scorpio is bringing you the 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles is Moon in Taurus, and the Moon in Taurus is letting you know money can only be enjoyed in union with others. In this union, you see the triangle pointing down, you see the triangle pointing up, right? And so the 7 and the 4 is the 11, the 11th of June, right? Or the 6th of November. We could create a date, but we can also do the 6 and the 10, which is the 16. That's the Tower. Things go. But mainly because here, this is the deck for Scorpio, the 4 and the 6 is the 10. And the 10 is a new cycle is ending. by the next reading when you have new moon. You're going deeper within to understand who you really are. What are your fears? What are your insecurities? And you gotta let them go, right? And so you have the chance to really let them go and then come into this beautiful number 6. The 6 is always, I learn to unite masculine and feminine. And so all together, right, we get here the 11, and of course then here the 10 and the 6 calculated together. That's the 7, the emotional intelligence, to deal with this, to see that this is something I don't want anymore, so it's gotta go. And so there we can see already a strong message coming to you. Then we look at your card, right? The Devil. The Devil is bringing you the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles, it's almost like that's the antidote to the 7 of Swords, right? Work and do what you need to be doing, right? You have 7 Pentacles and 6, that's 13 Pentacles. The 13, again, here we have Scorpio, the transformation in the money. See that and work with that. We have a 7-7 portal, right? The crown chakra, the emotional intelligence, to understand that you don't need to worry, right? Because it's kind of like this is, I don't know, self-inflicted. And here you're like, I'm gonna act, and then I'm not gonna think about the money. And so the 6 and the 7, again, we have the 13. The 13 is like you're going to your biggest transformation now by the next new moon, because finally Pluto is out of your house and you are free, right? And now Aquarius is having Pluto, and Aquarius is bringing, of course, the mystical side, but also the shadow side of what Pluto shifts in us, in all of us, right? So the 13 then comes the 4. Then what is bringing Sagittarius is bringing you. And here you are the trickster, right? And the trickster is someone we just don't know what you're really up to sometimes, right? Because you are a climber, you are a successful person, but you also have a side where we don't understand you completely. And so you get a 6-6 portal, right? And you see, work on not being a trickster, work on shifting. So here the 7 and the 6, again, the 13, the 4 is left, right? And the 4 and the 6 is the 10. You can climb the ladder, but always be careful how you climb the ladder. It's not always so clear. So what is actually here the Devil saying to you? And you get the 4 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords is the antidote to the 7 of Swords. That's 11 swords. So the 11 is coming up again, and it's clear that the 11 is speaking very strongly here to you, because the 1 is the one. To be the one and only, you need to really understand that life is bringing you challenges, but you know deep within the third eye the solution. And as such, do rest mentally, right? Do go into meditation. Do know that you find always the answers from deep within when you are in a pause, when you are resting. And so it's important that the 6 and the 4 is again a 10. A 10 and the 7, the 17. That's what Aquarius is gonna ask from you. Aquarius is the mind. Aquarius is the information. We're going to be bombarded with information, and so what's really important is that you're learning not to give into information that makes you small, that makes you a victim, that makes you feel like you're not good enough, right? Or even undecisive. And so the 6 and the 4 is the 10. The 10 is speaking, you climb, and when you climb, trust what you're climbing up to. Now, what is coming here? From the Mother Peace Tarot, you get the Strength card to the left. And the Strength to the left is, of course, Leo, is the opposite sign of Aquarius. So what's really important is to understand that when Pluto is now in Aquarius, we need to also understand Leo. Leo is the antidote to the coldness. Leo is the fire. Leo is the excitement. Leo is the fun. Leo is somehow also the Three of Cups, right? Not really, but it's kind of like that's the fun that we want. And so here Leo is with his friends, right? Because that's the sun. Leo's ruled by the sun. And so here in the Mother Peace Tarot, Leo is not the number 8. Leo is the number 11. And so now again, you have again an 11. I mean, the one, it's like, it's there, right? And it's like, it's like making you understand here is the solution in the third eye, right? And you are understanding that the inner teacher is coming more and more, that the portal is here. So you had here the 11, right? And then you had here the 11, that's 4 times the 11, that's then the heart, right? Then we had here the 6 and the 4, that was a 10, and that is again 5 times the 1. And we had here the 7 and the 4 of swords, again an 11. So it's 7 times the 11. I mean, it's clear. It's like, and then you had again here a 10. And in that 10, you understand very clearly that here the 4 and the 6 was the 10, right? You have 8 times the 1. I mean, it's like you understand that 8 times and now 10 times you have the 1. That's you. You're the 10th zodiac sign. You are the boss. So act like a boss, right? The 10, the 1, and the 0, right? You are coming into your understanding that it can be fun. It can be fun to do what you're doing. And so I want to see what is Leo bringing you, and Leo brings you the Empress, and the Empress back then came twice. Now you get the Empress again. So here the Empress, the 3, we had the 33, we had the 3 of Cups, and now the Empress. So we have 4 times the 3. Again, the heart, feel it in your heart. What is it that you want to create? What is it that you see in the third eye? See that the 11 and the 3 creates the date, the 3rd of November or the 11th of March as a date. You can observe which one feels good to you. Now I want to see what is the Empress telling you. And the Empress brings you the Magician, the 1. The number 1 that you calculate together, the 15, the 5 senses, and here the third eye. The 1, the Magician, Mercury here in Cancer. Enjoy, do what you want to be doing because it's important that you do it, and enjoy yourself, right? And so again a 1. So now you have 11 times the 1. 11 times the 1. I mean, this is unbelievable, so beautiful. It's like Aquarius, or here the King of Swords, the female King of Swords is saying, yes, I am here now 11 times the 1. I create magic, I command thee, whatever it is that you command, right? And so you see very clearly that we understand that here the 6 and the 4, right, was the 10, but here we have the 11 and the 3, that's the 14, that's Sagittarius, that's Temperance. The 14 and the 1 is the 15. You create whatever you want to create, so create it and command it and be the Magician, right? And of course I want to know, what is the Magician bringing? And the Magician is bringing you the Serpent. The number 46, again a 10, right? And so we, of course, leave the 15, we create a 6 out of it, and then here we create a 10. So now you have 12 times the 1. And it's clear, 12 times, it's all 12 zodiac signs can be inspired by you. You create, you are with the 4 and the 6, the one that says, I create, I enjoy, I do, I am the 10, I am letting myself shine, right? I am the Queen of Pentacles. I am the 10th house of career and success, and I want to bring this success out there. I am someone that lets people know, here I am. I work with all 12 zodiac signs, and this is what's important, right? That we can create with all zodiac signs, that we incorporate all zodiac signs. And so you see what is coming here to you, and it's so empowering and it's so beautiful, and it's really like, that's the message, right? So use the message to see that we had the 11, then we had the 3, which is the 14, then the 14 plus the 1 is the 15, right? And the 15 plus the 10 is the 25. The 7 is coming, and the 7 is the emotional intelligence that we need to work from our crown chakra and know that the third eye is the gateway to the emotional intelligence, right? To the crown chakra that we use when we work with the world. And you got the 2 of cups, which is Venus in Cancer. So you have 3 cups and 2 cups, that's 5 cups. That's the feeling, that's the 5 senses. Use it, enjoy it, and take care of it, because the 2 and the 3, the 21 calculated together, right, is again here the 5 that's in the 15. And to overcome the 5 senses, you need to go into the third eye. And so you see that there is a love coming. You love what you do, you love the world, and you want to bring more love into the world. Maybe you go into a relationship, maybe not. Observe, right, what this message is bringing to you. And so now I want to see what is the world bringing you, and you get the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is now calculated together with the 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. That was 13 Pentacles. 13 and 8 is 13 Pentacles, and 13 plus 8 is 21 Pentacles. The world. You love to work for the world, for all 12 zodiac signs. You love what you do because the 8 and the 2 is a 10, and you are enjoying everything because the 10 and the 3 is the 13. But also you understand there is always a transformation. The body is renewing itself every 7 years, and this is important for you to understand. You love what you're doing, right? You're getting better and better at what you're doing. The 2 and the 8, the 10, right? The 10 and the 21 is the 31, and the 4 is left, and the 4 is the stability, and the 4 is the Emperor, and the 4 is the heart. Have the heart to do what you're doing here because it's empowering. What is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing? It's bringing you the Ace of Swords facing down. And the Ace of Swords is that one clear thought. And because it's facing down, you do not have yet that one clear thought, right, that you need. And so now you understand, right, Aquarius is the 11, and now you have again here the one clear thought. You had 7, and you had 4 swords, and that's 11 swords, and this one sword makes 12 swords. But all together, right, with the ones, now you have 13 ones. And 13 ones is you need to transform how you think, because the 13 came. And the 13 is letting you know everything is constantly changing and shifting and transforming, and you gotta listen to that. You gotta know that, because the 21 and the 1 is the 22. That's Uranus. That's a new beginning. That's a new step now in the next reading when you have your new moon, right? And so the 22 and the 10, it's the 22nd of October. Observe if that date is actually talking to you. Or the 10 and the 1 is the 11, right? The 3rd of November or the 11th of March. But understand that the 13 times 1 is literally letting you know, yes, things are shifting, things are changing, and you're going into the next reading to really let go, really let go of things that really don't work, things where you think you are the victim, things where you think you're in your inner doubts, right? Things where you still think you need to be the trickster, right? That doesn't work for you anymore. You're not that type of personality, right? Enjoy yourself, right? And see that everything has its momentum. You love what you're doing, and that's why you're becoming a master. But also observe why you're not having this clear thought. It's coming reverse. And in reverse, it's saying, hey, you need to really understand the Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is that real empowered moment. I'm going to read it to you. A woman balanced on a sword as a butterfly guides her vision. She is involved in negative thoughts or activities. She or someone else is making things go in a bad direction. She could be self-destructive now. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. 7 of Swords, right? You don't want that. So 7 and 1 is 8. 8 and 4 is 12. 12 zodiac signs. And the 12 turns into a 3 again, right? And the 3, we know you had the 3, the 3 of cups, and the Empress 4 times the 3. And now here again, a 3 out of the 12, right? And the 12, then you understand that the way we talk is reflecting who we are deep within. So rest and find always this one clear thought. Do not let others put you down, right? Do not let others get you into the feeling that you may be not good enough, right? You love what you're doing, and you will find someone that shares with you this love, really a soul connection, right? A harmony, a peacefulness in this relationship of 2 of cups, Venus in Cancer, right? And of course you love what you're doing, because the 8 of Pentacles is here, which is Sun in Virgo, and you love the work that you're doing. For you, work doesn't exist, right? But you need to watch this, because this is really important. And remember, 13 times the 1, and in there you see the 13, you see the transformation that Scorpio brought to you through Pluto in your sign, and you're letting go, and now you can breathe in again, right? You can breathe in, you can be the Empress that is using the Magician and is using the creative sexual energy to do new things. And as such, you understand very clearly that you empower yourself, and in that empowerment, you coming into the success, right? The 6 of Pentacles is success, even though, yes, you're working hard to gain that success, but it's like I said, you love what you're doing, because work for you is not work. Work for you is pleasure. Work for you is, of course, being in the 10th house, being in the career and in the success, and you love doing that. That's why you are the Queen of Pentacles. And in the Queen of Pentacles, we love what we're doing. We do not work. We love what we're doing. We're putting stars on our skirt, because that's the fun that we sharing this with others, because otherwise we're all alone. And in this group of people, you are magically inspiring all 12 zodiac signs, and as such, you own the world, right? The 21 is the reverse 12, and you know exactly that now all you need to do is to have this one thought turn around and liberate yourself out of it. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the new moon in your sign. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.